Hello and welcome back to the Arsenal Bite Size Podcast. I'm your host Clayton and I am joined by my co-host, as always, Uncle Mike. We're here after the international break, ready to preview the return of Premier League action as we host Nottingham Forest. Uncle Mike, how you doing?
Good evening. How are you? All right, mate?
All good, all good. I feel like there's a bit of a trend on this pod where after a defeat we tend to go missing, and I have to say that there was a reason for this one. It's because I was actually flying to America pretty much straight after we lost to Liverpool. So we didn't talk about doing this, but just so we don't look like we're always dodging it whenever we win. Do you want to have your 2 cents on it? Obviously, it's been
mate.
well. We can swerve it if you want.
No. I was actually chomping at the bit to talk on the Monday because there was so much to get in, and it's kind of we kind of mellowed a bit now. But yeah, it's just again agendas are narrative driven. I went back to my Smooth FM. And that helped again. So yeah, I was feeling good first half. I think it's been done to death, the analysis elsewhere, but just for our sake, we discussed the lineup, and there was only sort of the 2 changes that we really discussed, and that was
I can't even remember what the team
was. It was the Marino. We thought Madueke would start, and it was whether it be Marino if Odegaard wasn't fit, or Nwaneri. And then it would be the Martinelli or the Eze conundrum. And
I think I predicted Marino and Martinelli.
Yeah, we did because we thought we both wanted something different, but we just knew that the Arteta DNA would go for the safer option. And in hindsight and in context, there's a lot of criticism. I can certainly understand why he picked that team. If you can go really, really deep into it, whether you got. You shouldn't be classing Martinelli as your fullback, but he did well. We actually did well defensively, but that's all he did. Madueke with the pressing pattern, so you play Marino, who then scores 4 goals in international duty, so he's not exactly.
Was it 4? I saw he scored that.
It was 4. So yeah, okay. And he's not exactly a defensive midfielder. No. So there's a lot of criticism. The old narrative of you don't go there to win and all that nonsense. So yeah, it was a bit of a disappointing. Defeat, and it's that classic where you get a bad one, not even a bad one, but an annoying one like that, and then you've got 2 weeks of festering on it on an international break where you just want to get it done and play the next game. So how did you see it yourself?
Kind of similar. I'd say I maybe am slightly more in the camp of first half I was really, really impressed. Actually, I thought we did really well. Had them. They didn't look like they were going to do anything. And I think if we stayed at that level, we would have gone on to win the game. So I am slightly in the camp of I wish we went for it a little bit more. But I wouldn't say they carved us open. Like that free kick is a worldie. And I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, it's a low XG shot or something. It's a low probability. But it is one of them where I don't think we lose that on 100 sims sort of thing. So yeah, it was one of them. I thought we started really well. I wish we went for it a bit more. They scored a worldie. It is what it is. Just kind of, I'm happy that it's game 3 out of 38 as well.
The regret for me was the halftime. So so easy in hindsight. And there is an Arsenal Vision rewatch floating about on the Patreon, which I've got to get round to. And from Clive and Elliot, they both actually. Clive was sort of his take after it was that it should have been a halftime sub. They watched the first half, and they asked each other, "Who would you take off?"
And they couldn't give an answer, right?
And they couldn't give an answer. Yeah. So that kind of tells you how well we played. Whether it was the game plan on the day, I'm not sure about that. But there were still 3 attacking substitutions, but they were just a bit 10 minutes too late.
And it shows how much we've been starved at left wing as well. I think everyone
one touch from Eze, man, and we're creaming our pants. You know what I mean? And he's suddenly turned into Pele. So good. Certainly promising signs with Madueke, who then carried it on into the England break. And that's
I thought he was
exciting.
brilliant against
That's
Turkey.
exciting stuff.
I
Yeah, he
saw a
was
lot
our
of
best
people
player on the
say,
pitch. He was
yeah,
our best player on the pitch.
yeah.
So yeah, exciting.
Saw a lot of people saying Kirkes did well and he handled Madueke. I was like, I didn't feel like that at all. I thought Kirkes was shitting himself.
That was my regret, was we didn't actually have Saliba out there who passes that ball up to Saka normally, and that was so we did lose a hell of a lot of our ball playing position, and then that ball Saliba would normally play, so he's opening up Madueke. So I feel we didn't utilise that option enough in that game. So there's regrets.
I think the other thing for me was like the whole, again, I don't want to spend too long on the game because it's done. I'm just conscious we didn't have a chance to talk about it, but like they had a number 10, a number 8, whatever you want to say, at right back, and we did not press on that at all. Like that. Yeah, that's a regret I've got, but it's over and done with now. We've actually got one of my mates, Liverpool supporting fan, Tev, in the chat going, Isaac. So we'll see if he starts playing. I think Liverpool have Burnley.
He won't
Isaac
start
in training. No, probably not. But for Liverpool, I've got the second best Swedish striker. So here we go. We'll just shout out some of the guys in the chat. We've got Greg in. Hello, mate. Says back to America yet, Clayton. Yeah, I'm back in America on my travels, doing the rounds and stuff. We've got Sankalp in. Hello, mate. Hello, folks. So much excited to see how we shape up now, the Eze Gyökeres combo, especially. And then there's a couple of questions which we'll get into. So, yeah, we'll go into the Forest preview. So, obviously, we usually start this. We do the predicted lineups and all of that good stuff. We have to caveat this. It is Thursday, 5 p.m. UK time at the minute. So we are having to go pre-presser. But there's been some, not leaks, but training photos. Ben White seems like he's back in training. Odegaard obviously played for Norway. So there's two things we don't need to speculate on. I haven't seen anything about Saliba. He obviously went off against Liverpool. I don't think he travelled for France. I'd assume not.
No, he's out for 4 weeks.
4 weeks?
Yeah, he's out for 4 weeks.
Oh shit! I didn't see
whether that was from the point of injury or from the day of the injury, or was it 2 to 4 weeks from this? This was a couple of days ago, 3 or 4 days ago. It came out. So he's definitely out. Whether he might be back for the City could be what you don't need to roll him out against Forest. So
no, I guess to be fair, 4 weeks would. I keep thinking.
Yeah, 4 weeks is it is still a couple of weeks. So I did see something yesterday, and whether it was how true it is, but I saw it was the first time in years we've had an international break with no reported injuries.
I saw that. Yeah.
Norgard is back in training with White, which is good because we don't know sort of what happened,
especially with Europe starting again next week as well. Right?
Definitely. So that's good news. And I just think Saka and Saliba, I'd hope they could be back for City. But
what was Saka's diagnosis or length?
Just it was the other hamstring.
But were we given a timeline on that? I can't remember.
About 8 weeks.
Okay.
So. But again, that's a little. If you're going on the 8 week timeline, that won't make the City game. But we're in a position now as a squad where these big losses aren't life ending. Which is where we are, which is why it's so good this to transfer business in the summer, where we can go to Anfield, we can look at City. I mean, we've dealt with it for the last 3 or 4 years. I don't think we've faced a title contender with a fully fit team our strongest 11 in the last 2 years. There's always Partey would be out. Saka's missed a couple against City. He's missed a couple against Liverpool. Saliba's been out. Gabriel goes off injured. I don't think I'd like to, and that's all I want from a title race is your best 11 against their best 11. Isaac on those Isaac. Let's duke it out. But when you get injuries start affecting performance, games like that, that's the annoyance. But
I think we had it the 23-24 season, right, where we went on that run. But...
Yeah, but there was Jesus wasn't there. But if you want to count him as but there was the fact that we don't need to push Saka back for City. I think if you're going into this week's lineup, then you are looking at a Madueke is nailed on, which is a
Yep.
perfect opportunity for him to stake a claim. You know,
100%.
he's not here. I don't. You know, he's okay. He knows the role, but he also wants to take Saka's shirt. And if
Yeah.
he's in any kind of form to take Saka's shirt, that's a big stretch and a big ask. That's only good for Arsenal Football Club. So
I'm
the
really
more
intrigued. Like this, I guess this kind of feeds into the next question, which is from the comments, which I'll bring up in a second. But obviously, we've got Forest 12:30 Saturday. We've got Bilbao Tuesday evening, and then City Sunday afternoon. How much do you think Arteta, when he's picking the lineup for Forest on Saturday, do you think he's thinking about what he might do on Tuesday and Sunday, or do you think he's just picking it for Saturday in isolation and then see how everyone leaves the game on Saturday to then pick the game for the lineup for Tuesday? Because I'm thinking Madueke there. Is he going to play all? Is he going to start all three? Will Waneri start one of them at the right?
He can't. Yeah, and same with Jokovic as well, isn't it? It is. I mean, he's our only option. So do you, unless you are bringing a Martinelli or Trossard?
I think Marino will start up top in a game soon. Not
possibly
sure what one.
Could be the Bilbao.
Just to give Gyökeres a breather, because that's a lot of work. But then we've got Port Vale in a couple of weeks, right? So
that's true.
Play that.
But as far as the question, I mean, you're always going to break it down into blocks, and with the fully fit squad, you'd like to think that we were going to play the 60-30, 70-20 game. You know, you play 60 here, because Miles get any minutes. You can't have Calafiori going in for those 3 games. Mosquera's going to start.
Yep.
Probably all 3. Is White back? Is Timber going to be able to? You know, these are players on the verge of that are either injury prone or that we know that they're still recovering from injury. So it won't take a lot for them to break down. So I think it could be a case of see who survives the Forest game. You've got a lot of players coming back from international duty. Some, like I think Gabriel didn't play the last game, and Martinelli that was in altitude, so they didn't play that game. So they've just travelled back. So yeah, it's going to be. You'd like to think Forest at home would be a chance to rotate, but you don't want to take them lightly. So I mean,
and how are you feeling? Obviously, it's our good friend.
It's good to see. It's good to see the old coach driver back in the dugout.
Greg said Ange has scored. Well, not him personally, but his teams have scored in 3 out of 4 meetings against Arsenal, both games at the Emirates. And he's asking if we can please keep a clean sheet at the weekend. We will do our best with absolutely no input from us. But
no, I saw that stat.
I don't think that's a stat to read anything into.
No, it's the interesting thing will be. It's just the 2, you know, we can talk about our lineups, but we'll touch on it if we're talking about Ange, is the different contrasts of what the team has been playing for like 2 years. And now you've got the totally opposite style of manager, and he's having sort of 1 or 2 days while they've all returning back from international duty. So how much impact will it be? Will he just guide the tiller and sort of say, well, play your own way?
Yeah.
Or is he going to go straight in and say, who I am, mate? Yeah, that's Ange is Ange. Ange will Ange, but it's whether Ange has got time to Ange. That's the
And I did. Unfortunately for us, I don't think he will have time to Ange, because I would love to see him Ange with that team. But
I did see they are changing they have changed their style slightly in the first 3 games already. They're already becoming a bit more direct. They're already playing more successful passes than I have last year. It's a very, very small sample size, but they are playing more balls into the final third. So there are, and I know that they do want the ball a bit more than they previously did. So I think they are trying to tweak it from that counter-attacking side, and that's, I mean, the dangers for them are their wingers, fast, nippy wingers, and it's whether Gibbs White can spray that ball through the middle and catch us out. That will be their danger. Our strengths will be, if they are playing that any sort of way, it'll be the space behind the fullbacks. If he does choose to, you know, it's such a tricky one, isn't it? Because you're not a manager bounces normally because the team. Oh, they haven't started the season on fire, but they haven't been dog shit.
No, I'm just going through their fixtures. So I mean,
the fallout is more for the fallout is more board level. It's not results or playing style, is it?
It's literally the most. Yeah, they've won one, drawn one, lost one. So they beat Brentford 3-1 opening day, drew 1 away at Palace, which I don't think is a bad result. But then the West Ham game, I know they lost 3-0, but it was 0-0 until the 84th minute or so. And then West Ham kind of went away with it. I don't want to go too much into Forest's predicted lineup. Like you spoke a little bit there about their kind of wide forwards and obviously Morgan Gibbs-White. But I remember last year, it was after an international break, and I think we played them again at the Emirates, and Chris Wood didn't start that game. And I wonder, like, they signed a striker towards the end of the window. I forgot his name now, but like, it wasn't cheap. Kalamuendo Muinga. And I wonder, like, Arsenal away, is that a game? Like, that's not really a Chris Wood game for me. Like, that's a game where your back's against the wall. You're going to be defending for a lot of the game without the ball. And I do wonder if they'll kind of put a more pacey, energetic profile up there to try and press us and run the channels and stuff. But anyway, look, going over to us, do you want to have a stab at what you think our lineup will be? The question that I ballparked earlier was from Sankey. He said, with White back in training, do we see Timber right centre-back and White right back to help in the attack a bit more? And it obviously could be the other way around as well with Timber.
That's a good
right
question.
back, White, right centre-back.
Yeah, good question, because I'd like to know. I think White, it's very good to see White back in training, because I'd like to know, we need him back playing and taking minutes off of Timber as much as soon as possible. So I would like to see him take one of these 3 games coming forward, and then which one is he fit enough for? Do you want to throw him in if he's just coming back against pacey wingers that Forest have got? Because we've spoken about it in the past, and I know it's not he doesn't always get done, but he's always challenged by that sort of player. And it doesn't often get done, but it certainly gives him a game where he's turning around, going the other way against a pacey winger, where we want him to. I think Timber just blocks that down. But we can't play Timber for all 3. So if he's fit enough, I would say, why not? And then you're going to go Mosquera, and then you're going to go Gabriel, and then I'd go Miles.
Okay.
Actually.
How come?
I'd go keep him involved in the group. I think Calafiori had played 2 games. I know he played the first game. He's got lots of minutes in those knees. So I would like to rest those Italian knees and have Lewis Miles on the pitch. Home game, he didn't get much involvement in. Certainly didn't play the second game.
So just checking, even international break, Calafiori started Italy's first game against Estonia, and he played a full 90, but he was on the bench on Monday against.
That's why they let him 5 goals, because he won. So.
Did they lose 5-0 to Israel?
No, it's 5-5.
What?
It's 5-5. It was 5-5. Mental game. So that's I would play Miles, and then you're going to go. The 2 speak for themselves. Then I've got Madueke, Eza, and I'd go Odegaard and Gokaresh up top.
Yeah,
that's the one. So the change would be, again, it's always fullbacks and the winger, isn't it? That's the 3. That's the sort of 3.
Who did you say you think will start at right back? Did you say Timber?
I'd go. Yeah, I'd say Timber, and I think White will then start. The Bilbao game.
Yeah,
and then you'd have Timber for the City.
I think I'm going the exact same. Yeah, Raya, Timber, Mosquera, Gabriel. I'll come back to left back, but Zubamendi, Rice, Odegaard, Madueke, Gyökeres, Eze, and I think between Calafiori and Miles, one is going to play on Saturday. One is going to, I think one's going to start Saturday. One's going to start Tuesday. And I can't work out which one is going to start against City. Like now, I'm not even going to bother doing that yet.
The new fella will start against City. Total surprise.
Oh, Hincapié. Yeah, we
man.
haven't even included him.
Not even included him.
Maybe.
So,
Oh, bloody hell. Do you think he just gets thrown in against Forest?
No.
No?
That's not. Arteta doesn't do that, does he? He's got to sit there with his textbooks for 3 weeks, reading all the plays and all this, or everything.
I haven't even considered him.
So what great. I mean, he could
He was roughing up Alistair. I like
that. Yeah. He could be Champions League boy, couldn't he?
So Sankey says in his mind, Calafiori is a regular Premier League starter because he helps so much in the attack, and MLS will help us as we choose to be more defensive in the Champions League. Yeah, I can see that, to be fair.
But do we need the attacking threat of Calafiori or what he gives you at home to Forest against Ange?
I think
with the creative players of, and also remember who you've got. If you're playing Eza,
then
again
it's tough, isn't it?
It's that insurance policy because their strength is their pacey wingers, and
it's trying to match up the pieces of the jigsaw, isn't it? It's quite hard.
And we're 3 games in, so we're still guessing at these combos that we're going to start seeing a little bit more. It's interesting. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
I'll go for it. My one difference to yours is I think Calafiori, because of what Sankey said. Actually, I can see that. I think Calafiori will get the nod against Forest. I think Miles will come in for Bilbao. I think against Bilbao, there'll probably be 1 to 3 changes across the board. But that's what I'll go with. Raya, Timber, Mosquera, Gabriel, Calafiori, Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard, Madueke, Gyökeres, and Eza. Then that brings us nicely on to score predictions. So we spoke a little bit about is Ange going to have enough time? And what can we expect from Forest? We've seen how they've set up in the past. How do you actually see the game going before you give your score prediction? And guys and girls in the chat, let us know. What are you thinking for the game? Obviously, Sankey's given some of his kind of predicted lineup thoughts and stuff, but let us know what you guys think the score will be. And I'll just shout out, we've actually got Gunner for Life in the chat. Evening, gents. Hope you're both well. Good, mate. Hope you're good.
Hi, mate. I'd like us on it. It's the classic, get a goal around the 15th minute, and then let's put the foot down and win it by, go 2-3, and then shut the game down with your Marino or even an Norgard if he was fit. That wouldn't be a bad shout to give him some minutes. So I see
he's back in and around for this week.
Yeah, definitely. I see 3-0. I see. Nice. I'm going 3-0. I'm going 3-0.
I'm going just one short. I think 2-0. I think it will be similar to Leeds. Where it was we were dominant but weren't really threatening, and then one goal opens it up a little bit. I can see it staying 0-0 for 15 to 25 minutes, but then we get one. But I just think the reason I'm holding off is I do think if it gets to a 2-0, then I think they'll start going down to second gear, just because Bilbao's Tuesday, City's Sunday. I think that's the only thing, but I do think we should have more than enough to win this game. Just off topic, but Sankey's actually said, and I agree with this, how good was Calafiori against Mo at Anfield? Surprised Sankey how well he handled Mo, and I thought the same.
And we spoke about it in that preview, didn't we? That was our worry, that by playing him, he had that defensive vulnerability, but he proved us wrong on the day. And it's almost like, okay, you've passed that litmus test. You've gone to Anfield and you've shut down Mo Salah. Yeah. Now, whether that's because Mo Salah is not Mo Salah at the moment, and there's tweets
going through his Aubameyang post-contract.
Yeah, absolutely. Got the facts of goal, mate. He's bought 10 properties in Dubai. Don't give a fuck anymore. So there's a bit of that. I really do believe that, but no, we can't discredit what Calla has done at Anfield. He needs credit for that, I think. And it's just his fitness issue, isn't it? It's just, and that's almost why. It was almost like the Jesus conundrum, where when they're fit, play them for 8-9 games, because they're gonna get something, a knock or a niggle in 9 or 10 games. So you just play them when they're fit, rather than sitting them down. But so yeah, it's. I still think MLS will play.
Fair play. We've got a couple more scores in the house. Gunner for Life 82 says he reckons, I've assumed it's he or she has says they reckon a 2 or 3-0 easy win. No new manager bounce for Ange. To answer Mitchell Worker's question, who asks, is there a new manager bounce maybe? So a few of us have said no. Sankey said he hopes to see a 3-1 for us. Honestly, Nuno didn't bring Nottingham Forest down. They had a good attacking start to the season. I think Ange will try to build on it. See a bit of an end-to-end game till we take the ball by the horn. Fair play. He also says Ange can't bounce anyways. I think he definitely can bounce. I'd argue the complete opposite. Gunner for Life actually said he would like to see Henkapié at left back. So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see how he's integrated. But we'll leave it there. You've gone 3-0. I've gone 2-0. We had a couple of 2 and 3-0s in the house. We had another 3-1 in there. So hopefully it's back to business, returning from what was a disappointing but not season-ending result at Anfield. Nice international break. No new injuries that we're aware of. Ben White's back in training. Norgard's back in training. Odegaard is back and played for Norway. Hopefully Saka and Saliba aren't too far behind. Champions League kicks off next week. So hopefully it's the start of a nice little run that we can go on.
Because we need these next 3 games are huge. We need 9 points. Do
you mean next 3 league games or next three?
Well, and we need 4 wins in the next 4 games.
What's the one after City? That's Newcastle, right?
So it's City, then Newcastle away. Yeah. So it's these 3 league. We need 9 points.
So I remember saying prior to Liverpool, Forest, City, Newcastle, I thought 7 points would be enough. We're obviously on 0, so 2 wins and a draw, I think.
Yeah,
could be
if you looked at the 6, I allowed us a 2 or 3 point drops. In the 6 games, and if we can keep on track with that, we just cannot allow Liverpool to get a 9-point lead.
Wow, and they've got a couple nice games. I know it's Burnley away, and then I think it's Everton at home maybe after for them. So,
and that's the disappointing is if we could have taken 2 points off of them, keep them nice and level. Yeah, but we just can't let them get away with it.
I think that's the thing. It was like their first 3 games, like especially the 2 before us. It's how they've come out with 9 points from them.
And they've not even played well when they've got 9 points on the board, and then they're talking to them saying, "Oh, look, we haven't played well, but we got 9 points. We're in good shape." And now they've just reinforced with Isaac as well. So yeah, they're primed, ready to go. It's going to be one hell of a battle.
Yeah, I still think they are going to get exposed defensively, personally. And Gay didn't come in. I think they're 1 injury away from a little bit of a funny period, in my opinion. So we'll see how that gets on. Ladies and gents, thanks very much. It was good to be back. Obviously, we had 2 weeks off for the international break and wasn't able to pod because I was traveling to America after the Liverpool game. But yeah, good to be back. We said we'll be back. Was it Sunday night to review the Forest game, and we'll touch ahead on Bilbao, and then obviously we'll be back later next week to review the Bilbao game and preview the big one against City. Anything from you, Uncle Mike, before we get out of here?
No, all good. I hope everyone enjoys Saturday lunchtime kickoff and up the Arsenal.
Up the Arsenal indeed. Cheers, everyone. Let's get it.